Hey guys, welcome to the YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about Austin Powers International Man of Mystery on 4K. Amazing. Wow. I'm a kid of the 90s, so I grew up watching this movie over many decades on VHS, to DVD, to Blu-ray, to digital. I've watched it a few times on digital, and now I can say this is the best it's ever looked. And I mean, it's a given because it's 4K. But you know, sometimes 4K transfers cannot be the best. Sometimes directors will use DNR, sometimes directors will go back and change things, color grades. But I can say with confidence, this one doesn't do that. I've watched it, the all the grain is there, so it's fine grain. I mean, it's not evident, but you can see it there. You can see little details of hair on Austin Powers' head. You can see it on Agent Kensington's head, Vanessa. You can see it on Alotta's head. Like, there's all this detail there, and you can see it. It's evident that it's a 4K transfer. It's a native 4K. The colors pop, and now it's not Dolby Vision. I had a look at a few points. It's not Dolby Vision. It is HDR10 by the look of it. And, I mean, I don't think it's HDR10 on this, 10 plus on this disc. I think it's just HDR. But even then, like, the reds pop. I mean, it's a very colourful movie. I mean, 60s London, and then also moving into 90s Las Vegas. Very colourful movie. And the HDR makes it pop. You don't really notice that you're not watching a Dolby or whatever. HDR has made it pop. Like, the colours are amazing. This, in my view, is the definitive way to watch Austin Powers. Now, that's got an asterisk next to it. Now, what I'm saying that for is, if you're used to the American cut of Austin Powers, this is not the cut you're used to. So if you're in the US, this is not the cut you're used to. The reason I say this is the definitive cut of Austin Powers is based on my own view of the movie. Now, this is the international release, the one that London would have got, the one that Australia got, the one that most of the world would have got except the US. And so all the scenes that were on the Australian Blu-ray that was previously released are evident in here. Like, well, let me correct that. All the ones that were missing, all the scenes that were missing from the cut that was previously released through Umbrella. So it was basically the Umbrella cut was a more in line with the US cut. This one is more in line with the international cut. So you get Orange Sherbet, you get Henchman Families, you get additional little scenes, like I saw Gary Coleman and Evel Knievel in the beginning. Like, all the little things that make the international cut, in my view, the better cut, is in this. So this is the international cut. It's got everything that I grew up watching because it was the Australian cut in a lot of ways. It's the same cut that Australia got. So that's the cut that's on this disc. In terms of special features, there's not much on the 4K itself. Now, I'm sure there are special features on, some B-roll, that's all on the Blu-ray. So there is the second Blu-ray in there. But we're going to take a quick look at this. So I'm just going to show this. So I'm going to move it around a bit so you can see the reflection. I don't know if it's going to really show, but you can see the reflection. It's a really colourful cover, the slip cover. And then I'm going to bring this closer to the camera. I'm just going to stand off to the camera and try to get it in frame so you can at least have a read of it. I don't know if that's going to show, but obviously I'm shooting this in 4K, so you can really, like, blow it up and see everything you need to see. And let's have a look at the actual, let's put this over here. We'll put this back over here. I wonder if that can just slide on there like that. There we go. And let's put this, look at that cover. That's a beautiful cover, isn't it? Let's open it up. I'm just going to stand behind the camera. I'm still here. I'm just going to open it up. So obviously you get the 4K. Let's bring that back around. That's what the 4K looks like, if anyone's wondering. And that's the other disc, the Blu-ray, that I'm sure contains special features. You also get some, looks to be Austin Powers cards. We're going to have a quick look at those. I'm just coming back onto camera. So I don't want to really break that seal. I want to keep that seal there. So I don't know, I'm not really going to try to open it if I can't. No, I'm not going to try to do it, but there are a few cards in there. I don't want to put too much pressure because I want to keep them together. Like, that's part of a collector's thing for me. I just need to keep them together, and I need to keep them as close to box as I can. Now, I'm sure one day I'll take that off, but yeah. And then also I've got what looks to be a poster of some sort. So it's just the same image as what was on the front. So I don't really want to open that up because, you know, folding these things back down, if you open it up, then it can show that you've opened it. So yeah, the poster is just the same image of that by the look of it. Yeah, Austin Powers, this is the best it's looked. And I've been watching since the VHS days. Now that's a given because obviously, as I said, it's the highest quality format. But with directors constantly getting it wrong in 4K and going back, changing things, and there's none of that present. Like, this is a direct transfer. They have done HDR, but the thing with HDR is HDR has been done right on this. So you can see the colors are popping, but it's not like it's oversaturated, if it makes sense. So sometimes with HDR transfers, you see people just say, oh, just turn up the saturation, that's good enough for HDR. It doesn't do this. Like, this has been like almost frame by frame analyzed by someone and said, yep, put a bit more color there, but no, that next one we need to kind of neutral that a bit. Like, it's done in a way that really benefits the movie. And I'm just excited to talk about it. You can hear my excitement watching this. Like, one of my childhood movies, the other one that looks really good, and I'll bring it out real quickly, it's up the top here. Another one that I grew up watching was The Blues Brothers, and I will do a longer review if I haven't done one already. I think I may have done one already, but this is another one of my childhood favorites. And this was really well done as well. But man, oh man, Austin Powers gets it right. This is how, this might be in my top 5, this might be in my top 10, 10 Blu-rays, like 4K Blu-rays of all time. But that's because, obviously, I have a bias. I've been watching this since the 90s. One of my favorite movies. It is the international cut, so it's another reason why I'm like, yes, finally. Because I did import the UK cut previously, so that was the one I imported when Umbrella failed to give us the correct cut in Australia. Now, the American cut, there's nothing wrong with the American cut. But there are scenes that as I said, I grew up watching Orange Sherbet with Christian, is it Christian Slater? I think that was his name, Christian Slater. But, you know, Christian Slater was in there. I got you your Orange Sherbet. And then you also get, like, henchman deaths, like, John Smith is getting married tomorrow. And you see Rob Lowe in there. Like, these are part of the actual movie. I'm sure they're deleted scenes in the American cut that you can access through menus. But these are actual things that were in the international cut. They were part of the cut itself. So I am super excited to have this. This might be one of my definitive 4K Blu-rays. I'm going to do a top 10 list of all-time favorite 4K Blu-rays at some point. Don't know when I'm going to do that. I'm going to work towards it. It's something that is down on a piece of paper that I am working towards, like in terms of ideas. But I will be doing a breakdown of my favorite my top 10 4K Blu-rays of all time in terms of favorite movies and how it's been transferred. I mean, I could pick favorite movies of all time, but that doesn't necessarily translate to 4K. I could go to 4K Blu-rays, but it doesn't translate to movies. So it has to be like the holy union of favorite movies that had a really good 4K transfer. Because I could say, you know, Terminator 2 is one of my favorite all-time movies. It had a very bad 4K transfer, so that's obviously not going to make the list. But when I look at favorite movies overall, Terminator 2 makes the list absolutely. So it has to be the holy union. That's what I mean. Like, I think I've done 4K, top 10 4K in the past, but I'm bringing another added thing to it at some point. I don't know when that's going to come, but it's going to be at some point. But man, Austin Powers is finally on 4K, and it has been done correctly. Thank goodness, you know? I will be respectful of people's religions. I'm not going to say other things. I know if you're in my videos having fun, and if you're a religious person, I'm not going to say I know people are going to say, oh, boy, you just say the word. But, you know, my audience is very much a mix of people, and I'm not going to intrude on people's beliefs, you know. Let's turn that around, because that cover looks better when it's nothing behind it like that. Look at that. That's beautiful. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think. Have you got this? Are you planning on getting this, or did you even know this was out? Like, I didn't even know this was out till a couple of weeks ago. Like, this is amazing to me. And yeah, let me know. Do you have it? Are you planning on getting it? Are you more of a fan of the American cut with all those scenes taken out that I've mentioned? Or are you a fan of both cuts? Like, obviously, 2 different cuts of Austin Powers. I would prefer if both cuts were on this disc. Don't get me wrong. I would love if there was a definitive Blu-ray that had the international and also the 4K of the US cut. I mean, give both options. But that's also a thing that happened with a lot of movies back in the day. When they came to Australia, like Friday's another one. I tried to watch the Friday Blu-ray that I've got down here because I've imported it. And it is the American cut. And I never grew up with the American cut, so there are certain things that have been changed. Whereas the Australian cut of that movie had always had different scenes and different dialogue and stuff like that. So, you know, different flavors, I will say. I prefer the international cut because it's the version I grew up watching. It's the version I'm nostalgic about. And this brings it to me in 4K, which I am absolutely over the moon about. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this, give it a like, subscribe, drop a comment. Check out one of these videos over here and check out the socials. They're in the part down there. Also check out Jamie Toomey News because I am doing stuff on there. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.